The morning I found the bright yellow violation notice taped to my front door was the same morning 5 HOA board members across Pine Valley Estates received federal subpoenas. I'm Nathan Brooks, a cybersecurity consultant for government agencies. I bought my house for the space for my home office and my private satellite uplink. What I didn't account for was Sandra Kellerman, the HOA president who wore pressed suits to garage sales and fined my neighbor because their garden gnome was facing the wrong direction. 3 weeks after moving in, Sandra found out about my dish, which was invisible from the street. The first notice arrived, citing unauthorized network infrastructure and fining me $50. I ignored it. The next week, the fine doubled, citing a new violation for excessive data transmission during HOA-designated quiet hours. I responded professionally, citing the Telecommunications Act of 1996 and FCC rulings that protected my under 1M dish. Sandra's response was in person, flanked by 2 board members. She claimed my unauthorized internet activity was a security risk, attracting unwanted signals from foreign entities, and she detected Russian frequencies near my property line. She was making it all up, but she delivered the lies with unchallengeable confidence. The harassment escalated. Sandra told neighbors I was running an illegal operation and spying on people. Then came the morning I caught her on camera attempting to climb my 6-foot privacy fence in a pencil skirt and heels, with her Yorkshire Terrier, Princess, tucked into a designer handbag. I saved the security footage. Her next move was desperate and stupid. She wrote a formal letter to Peak Communications, the local ISP, copied the State Attorney General, the FCC, and the non-existent Bureau of Electromagnetic Safety. She claimed I was operating an unauthorized intelligence node that posed a threat to national security. When someone reports a threat involving authorized DoD satellite communications and uses words like intelligence node, it gets flagged. It landed on the desk of my boss at the Department of Defense, DoD. The call came from a secure line at the Pentagon. My supervisor, Colonel Mitchell, sounded amused. "Mr. Brooks, are you aware that someone has reported your authorized DoD satellite uplink as a hostile foreign installation?" He asked for Sandra Kellerman's full name and address. Within 48 hours, 2 black SUVs with government plates pulled up to Sandra's house during her book club meeting. 2 agents in dark suits interviewed her on her front porch for nearly 2 hours about her claims of foreign signals and her decision to impersonate a government official by creating letterhead for the non-existent Bureau of Electromagnetic Safety. The FCC and the State Attorney General also opened investigations. I decided to be proactive. I scheduled a neighborhood internet safety seminar, featuring special guests from the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. Agent Rivera from DHS explained that anyone who knowingly interferes with a government contractor's communications equipment could face up to 10 years in federal prison and fines up to $250,000. The room went silent. Sandra was the only person who hadn't attended. At the next HOA meeting, which was packed, I stood up and connected my laptop to the projector. My presentation was titled, "How to Avoid Accidentally Committing Federal Crimes Because You're Mad About Someone's Internet." Slide 12 was the still image of Sandra halfway up my fence with Princess peeking out of her handbag. The room erupted in laughter. Slide 19 contained audio from a recorded phone call where Sandra told a customer service rep that my satellite was beaming communism directly into our neighborhood. I outlined the potential federal charges: harassment of a federal contractor, interference with government communications, and filing false reports. I made a motion that the board vote on whether Sandra Kellerman should continue serving as HOA president given her potential criminal liability. The motion was seconded immediately by 3 different people. The vote was unanimous for her removal. Sandra stood up, shaking. "You don't understand what you've done. This neighborhood needs standards." I replied calmly, "What this neighborhood needs is someone who understands the difference between maintaining standards and committing federal crimes." She left, slamming the door. The federal investigation concluded 6 months later. Sandra was not criminally prosecuted, but the FCC fined her $15,000 for filing false reports and interfering with licensed communications equipment. Mrs. Patterson said she could hear Sandra's scream from across the street.